I do not fight with a cool head today. I confess it. My eyes see only a red mist. I do not want them to run from the battle. I want their heads on our pikes by evening. Some claim that I do not have the skill to ambush a dead fish. This is a fine joke and obvious nonsense. I smile whenever I hear it, and your actions today will put paid to that old lie. Now, some of you may think that attacking isn't quite my strongest point. Well, be that as it may, you will make every effort to succeed. I will lead you to victory in this fight through the favor of the gods, and some better luck with the cavalry. Now, some of you may think that defense isn't quite my strongest skill. Well, be that as it may, you have only to stand here, die, and stop the enemy. That is good defense. That is what I expect. Now, lads, try and listen to commands, please. A bit of order and the day is ours. Then we can all enjoy the plunder. I will lead you to victory and glory today, not just by simple-minded shouting of orders, but through good luck and your courage as foot soldiers. Many of you will know that defense can be lucky, but I tell you, I have yet to see a defended wall that I didn't consider a hurdle for penning sheep. I have a reputation when defending a fortress, and I tell you, I have yet to be convinced that my defeats were any more than just bad luck. Perhaps today will be different. Now, battles are only drills with some blood splashed around. March forwards, and the enemy will quail. Now, you know I have a reputation for cunning in battle. I do not intend this to be a fair fight. I am going to fall upon them without warning. I will strike at their weakest points. This won't be a battle. It'll be a kick up the toga. When I set my heart on an attack, I do so knowing that I will win, that my men will win, that victory is within reach. All we need to do is stretch out and grasp the foe firmly by the throat. When I attack, I do so confident in the knowledge that I will win. You should be confident too. I do not send men to meaningless death. I send them forwards towards glory, victory, and the spoils of war. Now all I ask is this. Give me a good horse and good horsemen to follow me. I will give you victory in return. Glory is ours for the taking. Now I say, this far and no further. Here we make a stand. You all know my worth and what I have done before. Of the foes who attacked me in the past, few ever got to boast of their success. When I lead an army of men such as you in a strong defensive position, failure is not a word I recognize. I do not fail. We do not fail. Triumph, now, is a word that I do use from time to time. When I stand before you and say, this is my kind of fight, warrior to warrior, you know I speak the truth, that I will lead you to a great victory and greater glory. You know my reputation and skills, and I tell you, an army has yet to be recruited that can take a city from me. Over there, the murderous, ill-favored, treacherous Julii are waiting for us. They wait for death at our hands. We are facing the murderous and cunning Julii, fiends in human form. They are a dangerous foe and unkind when victorious. Today we face those proud Romans, the Julii. They are worthy enemies, but enemies nonetheless. Do not fear our enemies today. The Julii are Romans. They are just men, not gods. They can be killed. Those overly proud Romans over there are the Julii. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are dead men. The overproud, arrogant, and cruel Brutii await us today. They are unworthy of the word enemy. They are unworthy of the word men. Today we face those masters of lies, arrogance, and dishonesty, the Brutii. They are a dangerous foe and unkind when victorious. Today we face those proud Romans, the Brutii. They are worthy enemies, but enemies nonetheless. Do not fear our enemies today. The Brutii are Romans, and they are just men, not gods. They can be killed. Those overly proud Romans over there are the Brutii. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are dead men. Over there, the murderous, treacherous, and black-hearted Scipii are waiting for us. They wait for death at our hands. Today we face those masters of cunning, arrogance, and dishonesty, the Scipii. They are a dangerous foe, and unkind when victorious. Today we face those proud Romans, the Scipii. They are worthy enemies, but enemies nonetheless. Do not fear our enemies today. The Scipii are Romans, and they are just men, not gods. They can be killed. Those overly proud Romans over there are the Scipii. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are dead men. There stands the army of the Senate of Rome, an army fighting for old women, led by old women, made up of old women. Do you think I quake with fear? The repulsive old men of the Senate have sent their army to oppose us. Look at them, jumped up louts, but very, very dangerous. There stands the army of the Roman Senate. They are worthy enemies. The Roman Senate has sent its army against us. Do not fear them, for they will die as quickly as other men. Those men over there call themselves the army of the Senate and people of Rome. They are our enemies, and soon to be dead. In the distance stands the army of Macedon. They call themselves men. They call themselves soldiers. I say they are old women in uniform. Over there stands the fearsome Macedonian horde. Mark them well, for the children of Alexander are merciless, cruel, and hard-faced in victory. Today we face the proud Macedonians, a nation of brave men and worthy foes. Macedon's army stands in the field. Do not fear them, for they will die easily, like other men. Those overconfident men are the army of Macedon. They think themselves as good as us, but I think they are awaiting the funeral pyre. Our enemies today are the foul, death-worshipping Egyptians. We will shortly see to it that they all get to sample the delights of the afterlife. Today we march against those necrophiliac monsters, the Egyptians. I feel nothing but revulsion for these dangerous people, especially if they are victorious. There stands the army of the Egyptian Pharaoh, worthy foes to a man. The Pharaoh has sent his servants against us. Do not fear them, for they will be cut down by us, just like other men. Those men are the servants of Pharaoh. They think themselves our equals, but I think they are dead meat. The army over there is a collection of whoremongers, pimps, and scoundrels. The Seleucids? Ha! I've wiped better off the soles of my boots. Today we march against the loathsome and horrid Seleucid army. Their practices against the defeated are so terrible that I cannot bring myself to speak of them. There stand the warriors of Seleucia. They are right to be proud, for they are worthy foes. There stands the army of the Seleucid king, proud and confident to a man. But they die like anyone else, so do not fear them. These Seleucid soldiers think they are as good as we are, but they are wrong. I think that they are corpses looking for a grave. Over there, the baby-murdering and treacherous Carthaginians are waiting for us. They wait for death beneath our swords. Today we go against the Carthaginians. Their foul baby-killing is only the start of their wickedness. So beware. In victory, they are cruel beyond words. Today we face the mighty Carthaginians, brave men and worthy foes. Carthage's army stands in the field. They are not worth fearing. They die as easily as other men. Those overly proud men over there are the Carthaginians. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are waiting to die. That army over there calls itself Parthians. I call them thieves, killers, and worse. They will fall before our anger and be trampled in the dust. The Parthians who face us today are terrible in war and in victory. When they win, they are cruel beyond measure, and we can expect little mercy at their hands. There stands the army of the Parthian king. They are brave and worthy enemies. Do not fear these Parthian soldiers. They are good fighters, it is true, but they die as easily as other men. The Parthians think themselves our equals. I think their pride is misplaced, and that all they will find here is their deaths. The army yonder thinks it can beat us, but what do these fools of Pontus know? They are merchants and taxmen, not warriors. Worms, the lot of them. The repulsive, loutish rulers of Pontus have sent their army to oppose us. Look at them all. They are very, very dangerous. Today we face the men of Pontus. They are worthy enemies, but enemies nonetheless. These men of Pontus are not worthy of your fear. They will die beneath the blows of your swords just as quickly as other men. This army of Pontus fondly imagines that it is your equal in honor and bravery. I say that they are wrong, and their dead will be many. Behind that ridiculous collection of mustaches over there stand Gallic warriors. They think they are an army. I see the walking dead. Today we fight against monsters. The Gauls, they are dangerous, mad, and hairy beyond reason. In victory, they are always heartless. Today we go into battle against the Gauls, warriors both worthy and brave in equal measure. These Gauls do not need your fear. Cold steel will bring them down, just like any other men. The Gauls fool themselves and think they are our equals or better. I think they had the stench of death about them. See, over there stands the German army. You will rarely see a bigger collection of louts and scum not waiting for the executioner. We are facing the evil and cunning Germans, dangerous foes to be sure. They are bearded fiends in the shape of men and show no mercy in victory. Today we go into battle against the German horde. They are indeed mighty men and brave foes. Do not fear these Germans. They may be good fighters, but they die just like other men. Those proud Germans await us. I think we will stain the field red with their blood before the day is done. Over there stand our enemies, the disgusting, short, and altogether nasty Britons. What other race of men is so singularly lacking? We are facing the blue-painted, barking mad Britons today. They may look odd, but they are more than fearsome, and we can expect no mercy. Today we go into battle against the Britons, men both mad and brave in equal measure. Do not fear these Britons. Their faces may be painted blue, but their red guts spill as easily as those of other men. Those are our enemies, the Britons. Brave? Yes. Foolish? Certainly. Soon to be dead? That, men, is up to you. The army yonder thinks it can beat us. But what do these Armenian fools know? They are little better than unschooled barbarians, reeking of the dunghill. In victory, these Armenian monsters show no mercy. In battle, they are terrible. In our hearts, do we know we can beat them? Today we face the brave Armenians, mighty men and worthy foes. These Armenians will die beneath our swords as easily as other men. Do not bother to fear them. Those men over there are the Armenians. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think the carrion birds wait for them. Look at our enemy, the Dacians. Their savage reputation hides the fact that they fight like girls. Every one of them. I don't like the look of these Dacians at all. They are really quite intimidating, and you wouldn't believe what they do when they win a battle. There stands the Dacian horde. Their warriors are brave and worthy of respect. The Dacian horde is worthy of respect, but not fear. They are only men, and men can be killed. These Dacians foolishly imagine that they are equal in bravery to us. I think that their brave flesh will feed the carrion birds today. Over there stands the effeminate and weakling Greeks. Great gods, I hate them all! Today we face those masters of lies, falsehood, and perversity, the Greeks. Beware of victorious Greeks, for they show little mercy. Over there stands the Greek army. They make a fine show, and are worthy enemies. Do not fear these over-nice Greeks. They have come to fight, it is true, but they will only stay to die. There stand the Greeks, ready to fight or die. Today, I think we should send as many of them as possible to Hades. The Numidian army we face lacks all courage. True, they put up a good front, but this hides the cowardice in their hearts. There is no word in their tongue for bravery, so we need not fear them. We are facing the Numidians, cunning fiends in human form. They are a dangerous foe and cruel beyond imagining when victorious. Today we face the warriors of Numidia. They are brave enemies, but that makes our enmity the sadder. The Numidian king has sent his servants against us. Do not fear them, for they will be cut down just like other men. There stands the Numidians. They think themselves brave. I think that they are dead and do not know it yet. There stand the stable boys of Scythia. They reek of horse dung and have manners to match. And like horses, they will stampede in panic. There stand the mighty horse lords of Scythia. They are terrible in their anger and cruel to all foes. In victory, they show no mercy. Over there stand the horsemen of Scythia. They make a brave show and are worthy enemies. Over there stand the horsemen of Scythia. See their standards, their armor, and their arms? They will soon be cast down into the dust. Those are our enemies, the Scythians. Brave? Perhaps. Good horsemen? Maybe. Soon to be dead? That, men, is up to you. The army yonder thinks it can beat us. But what do these Spanish fools know? They are barbarians, reeking of the dunghill and wine-soaked vomit. The Spanish who face us today are terrible and unnatural in war and in victory. They are cruel, cruel beyond measure to those they defeat. Over there stand the Spanish. They make a fine show in the field and are worthy enemies for us. The Spanish are worthy of respect, but not fear. They are only men, and men can be killed. There stands the Spanish horde, ready to fight. Today, I think we should send many of them to the afterlife. The Thracians have no word for bravery. Their few victories are gained through the cowardice of their enemies. We are not cowards, so this is a black day for them. There stands the barbaric might of Thrace. Those warriors are terrible in their anger and cruel to all foes. In victory, they show no mercy. Over there stand the warriors of Thrace. They make a fine barbaric show and are enemies worthy of our steel. The Thracians have sent their warriors against us. Do not fear. They are only men, and men can be killed. The Thracians are fools, and think they scent victory. I think they have the stench of death about them. There stand the rebellious slave rebels, men who have turned the natural order on its head. I urge you to show no mercy. Crush them, as you would a viper beneath your foot. Over there, the rebel slaves stand to threaten us all. Should they win, at best we will all die beneath their cruel whips. It turns my stomach just to gaze upon them. Over there stand the rebel slaves. They are braver and more worthy than men of their type have any right to be. Do not fear these rebel slaves. They are only slaves, and will die as easily as cattle. Rebellious slaves may think of victory, but we should make them think kindly of their masters' whips. They are dead men walking. Those pathetic and loathsome things are the enemy. Those monstrous and loathsome things are the enemy. We can expect no quarter should they win. Those men are the enemy. They are worthy foes and brave. Those men yonder are not to be feared. Their blood can be spilled easily. Those men think themselves our equals. I think the carrion birds will feast upon their dead before the day is done. The enemy, though, are too scared to stand alone, beside are the treacherous and malign Julii, foul Roman scum. The enemy, though, lack enough courage to face us alone. Beside them stand the mighty Julii, dangerous Romans indeed. They are not alone. Their allies, the Julii, will be a significant force on their side. The enemy, though, are cowards in their hearts. Beside them stand the malign and cruel Brutii, foul Roman scum. The enemy, though, are not alone. Beside them stand the mighty Brutii, dangerous Romans indeed. They are not alone. Their allies, the Brutii, will be a significant force on their side. The enemy, though, are not alone. Beside them stand the cunning and wicked Scipii, those foul Roman scum. The enemy, though, are not alone. Beside them stand the mighty Scipii, dangerous Romans indeed. They are not alone. Their allies, the Scipii, will be a significant force on their side. The enemy, though, are not alone. Beside them stands an army of the Roman Senate, the servants of a mob of old women. The enemy, though, are not alone. Beside them stands the army of the Senate, the might of Rome itself. They are not alone. The army of the Roman Senate stands close by and must be taken into consideration. The enemy, though, have found some friends of sorts. The treacherous Macedonians stand at their side. The enemy, though, have found some friends. The Macedonians, the children of Alexander, stand at their side. They are not alone. The army of Macedon stands close by and must be considered a threat. The enemy do not, however, stand alone. Their friends, the perfidious Egyptians, have also sent men to this battle. The enemy, though, lack enough courage to face us alone. Their friend, the wise and all-powerful Pharaoh, has sent men to this battle. They are not alone. The Pharaoh's servants are at hand and will be a threat to our plans. The enemy, however, do not stand alone. The wicked and untrustworthy Seleucids have sent men to aid them. Our enemies are not alone. The powerful and mighty Seleucid Empire has sent soldiers to aid them. The enemy, though, lack enough courage to face us alone. The Seleucid Empire has sent men to help them, and they must be seen as a threat to our plans. The enemy, however, feel the need for aid. Look who they have turned to, those child killers, the Carthaginians. Was there no one better? However, the enemy have friends. The mighty Carthaginians stand by them, and at best are a grave threat to our success. They are not alone. The Carthaginians are close at hand, and they should never be ignored in battle. The enemy apparently fear us so much that they dare not stand alone. See, there stands the army of Pontus, as if that will be of any consequence. The king of Pontus, however, has chosen to stick his ugly nose into this matter. His fearsome troops stand alongside the enemy. They are not alone. The Parthians are close by and must be considered a threat to any plans we make. The enemy are so weak at the knees that they are desperate enough to accept help from the king of Pontus. Is that not a fine joke? Our enemies are not alone. The powerful and mighty king of Pontus has sent skilled soldiers to support them. They are not alone. The army of Pontus will be a significant force on their side. The enemy do not, however, stand alone. Their friends, the two-faced Gauls, have also sent warriors to this battle. Alongside the enemy stand the fierce Gauls, doughty warriors, and skilled foemen. We should beware of these men. They are not alone. The Gauls have warriors present, and they should always be seen as potent threat. The enemy have gathered their friends to help them, but what friends? Imagine having to count smelly, barbaric Germans as friends. How pathetic! Our allies, the terrible Germans, stand alongside them today. The enemy, though, lack enough courage to face us alone. The Germans are present in some numbers, and they must be treated with caution. The enemy, however, feel that they need aid against us. The twisted, mad, and blue-dyed Britons are the best that can be found, apparently. And we should beware. The little Britons, skilled fighters to a man, stand with the enemy. Do not judge them by their size. They are not alone. The Britons are present in force, and they should never be ignored in battle. The enemy do not stand alone. The ignoble, base, treacherous, and altogether cowardly Armenians stand next to them. So much for their allies. Unfortunately, the king of Armenia has seen to stick his big nose into this fight. His harsh warriors stand alongside the enemy. They are not alone. The Armenians are here to help them, and they must be seen as a slight problem. The enemy apparently fear us so much that they dare not stand alone. See, there stand the wild and barbarous Dacians, as if they will be of any use. Let us beware. The wild Dacians, skilled fighters all, stand alongside our enemy. This is an ill turn of luck. The Dacians are also here in force, and only a fool discounts the worth of a Dacian army. The enemy have allies standing with them. Although I would not welcome help from the Greeks myself, still, each to his own. Unfortunately, where there is trouble, there are Greeks. And the nasty little philosophers and poets have seen fit to send men to stand with our foes. The Greeks have also come in force to aid their allies, as might be expected. We can handle them all. The enemy, apparently, fear us so much that they dare not stand alone. See, there stands a Numidian army, as if that will be of any consequence. With ill timing, the foul but hardy Numidians have arrived in time to stand beside the foe. They are not alone. The king of Numidia has sent his subjects, and these men may be a threat to our plans. The enemy are afraid, so they have called on their allies, the horse-reeking Scythians, to aid them. If that is the best they can do, then may the gods also ignore their cries. The enemy are aided by the mighty horse lords of Scythia. We must be on our guard. They are not alone. The Scythians have arrived in some force and should be seen as a threat to our plans. Our enemies lack courage, though. Otherwise, they would not call the Spanish into the field. Who else but a coward would call on such people in battle? The nasty and brutal Spanish stand with our enemies. The fates have not been kind to us here. The Spanish stand by the enemy, and only a fool discounts the worth of a Spanish army. But see, our enemies are weak in spirit. To have the Thracians as allies, surely this is a sign of men who have no stomach for battle. The fates can be harsh. To bring the horrid Thracians to the battle in support of our foes is cruel. The enemy, though, lack enough courage to face us alone. The Thracians have sent warriors, and they should always be seen as potent threat. The enemy have found some friends, although one wonders how many rocks they had to turn over first. See, there are slaves with them. The enemy have support. Violent, unnatural, and cruel rebels, former slaves who will neither show mercy nor obey the usages of war. Slaves have also decided to throw in their lot with the enemy. Such low behavior is to be expected. The enemy have aid, though. Their allies, if they deserve to be called such, stand ready. Ready, probably, to run like chickens away from the pot. Treacherous and brutal rebels stand alongside our enemies. The fates have not been kind to bring such men to the battle. Rebels have also decided to throw in their lot with the enemy. Such behavior is to be expected. And draw strength from this fact. The enemy are so loathed that no ally can be found to support them. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations? Now, you know my reputation and skills, and I tell you, a wall has yet to be made that can keep my army out. You know my reputation and skills, and I tell you, an army has yet to be recruited that can take a city from me. So be not backwards in your attacks. Carry the fight to the enemy. Give him not a moment's rest. Scream your defiance in his face. Stab him, kick him, bite him, cut out his liver, and... I want to see blood. I want to bathe in their blood. I want to bathe in their blood for a week. Now, kill them all! And I promise a double portion of hay to the bravest horse in the field. And take heart, men, for we have sharper pointy things than them. Oh yes, much sharper. And any man who comes through this fight mostly unharmed will be my sister. It'll be free frocks and jollies forever, you'll see. And the first man to the enemy gets a jug of my finest wine. Where was I? Oh yes, attack the elephant's men. Go for those pink trunky beggars. There was something else, where was I? Oh yes, attack the elephant's men. Go for those little pink suds. Was there something? Pass the wine, there's a good chap. And remember this, the owls have promised me their help in this fight. How can we lose? But beware, beware, the enemy will be merciless, because I ate all their bees. They have not tasted honey for many a moon, and this has made them mad for revenge. To arms, my pretties, to arms! And remember, they may have the moon people on their side, but we have lovely hats. Those hats will shield us from their fearsome gaze. Now let us offer up prayers, as all good men should do before they commit evil acts. Cleanse your soul, and the gods will armor you for the coming fight. It is they who will grant us victory. What we do today, we do as men. If you have gods, then ask them for help, but do not rely on them. Instead, put your faith in a good, strong sword, a good shield, and your comrades. Now, to battle! What we do today, we do as servants of the gods. Ask them for courage and strength. Honor them in your hearts, and they will aid us all. Look to your weapons, but also look to the heavens and raise a mighty shout in praise of the gods. Now, to battle! But all that aside, the gods will not let me down. You'll see, victory will be mine. Oh, yes! The gods are great, it is true, and they will grant us victory. I have it on the best authority. That is to say, my authority. We cannot lose. On to victory! I have won many great battles. I do not intend to start losing now, so take strength from that. March forward and know that your triumph is assured as long as we live, fight, and die as men. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans. I have fought in many wars, and I tell you now, I intend to fight in many more. Today will be remembered as one more victory. I invite you now to share my success. Tonight, we will toast victory with the blood of our foes. Tonight, we will drown our sorrow for the dead in good wine. But now, we fight! Today, the carrion birds feast, but they will feast upon our enemies, not on good Roman flesh! So, let your battle cry be, victory! Victory and glory to Rome! And remember this above all, our Roman gods are watching. Make sure they are not ashamed! We go now to our bloody business! By this time tomorrow, our sword arms will ache from overuse! Now, set your minds on the task to come. Strike hard! Strike without mercy! Some of us will soon lie dead. The rest will drink to their memory. But, as always, we Romans will fight with honor! And at the last, brave Romans, I say this: strength and honor to you all! Brave Romans, prepare to defend yourselves! And now, to arms! Let us harden our hearts and think of Rome and all we can do for her. Then we will do our duty to Roman honor! Now, take up the sword, string your bow, look to your arms and armor. Now comes the hour when we test Roman courage! Now then, look to your front, mark your target when it comes! So let your battle cry put fear into the enemy's guts. Call out to them and be brave! Call to the heavens and let strength and honor be your watchwords today! And before we start, just remember, they are more scared of us, true Romans to a man, than we are of them. There is no shame in fear. There is only shame in letting fear rule you. Try not to look scared, and you'll find bravery in your heart. This is a fine day to be a Roman going into battle. Every day is a fine day for a battle when your heart is set on doing your duty. Take up the shield, grasp the spear, sharpen the sword's edge. This is a day of destiny, and fate of many will be decided in this place. Now, men, time to be about our business. Straighten the ranks. Look to your officers. Mark all commands when they come. And don't worry about our foes. Our enemies await. It would be rude to keep them waiting. So let us see how they like good Roman steel. Day has dawned. This will be a bloody one, come what may. The sun has risen. How many of us who look upon this dawn will live to see the night? Friends, Romans, countrymen, today is a day for brave deeds. Today is a proud day to be Roman. This is a day of battle. While we stand together as Romans, we will not fear defeat. We will look forward to victory. Victory is near at hand. If all do their duty as Romans, victory will be ours. Bend your backs to your tasks, and all will be well. Let us offer prayers to the gods for victory, and then let us arm ourselves to the teeth, just in case the gods aren't listening. Now, you're probably wondering about this evening's entertainment. There's enough wine in camp to float a boat. It's all yours when they're dead. Oh yes, and the camp women will be suitably appreciative, too. Today is a good day to die, but better still to live and tell our grandchildren, as yet unborn, of brave Romans who fought well. Today is a grim day. All battles are grim. Best you can hope for is to hurt the other side more than they hurt you. The day has dawned, grim and terrible. But how much more terrible to be facing Romans such as us? Even now, fear must weaken the bowels of our foes. If you can smell something ripe, that's your foes. They're scared, and it shows. But it's not a very dignified way to spend a night before a battle, is it? Still, that's what fear does to weaklings. A battle's never an easy thing to face, especially before breakfast. But think on this. They feel at least as bad, and don't have me to give them victory. The afterlife will have many new souls by nightfall. Make sure that yours isn't among them, and all will be well. Battle now awaits us! Men! The battle is inevitable, but victory hangs in the balance. Do your duty as true Romans, and victory will be within our grasp. And so it begins. We Romans never seek war, but having come to battle, we will not leave until it is over. There are many roads to victory. Today our road will be paved with skulls. Remember this, and show no mercy. Before night comes again, this battle will be over. Whether the day goes well or ill is in our hands. The gods will favor those who help themselves, so take up your arms and prepare. We are here to aid our allies, those brave Romans, the Julii. This is a worthy thing for men to do. We will shed our blood today to aid our Roman friends, the Julii. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We are here to aid our allies, those noble Romans, the Brutii. This is a worthy thing for men to do. We will shed our blood today to aid our Roman friends, the Brutii. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We are here to aid our allies, those venerable Romans, the Scipii. This is a worthy thing for men to do. We will shed our blood today to aid our Roman friends, the Scipii. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We are here to aid our allies, those ancient and honorable Romans, the Senate. Surely this is a worthy thing for men to do. We will shed our blood today to aid our noble friends in the Senate of Rome. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We stand here to aid those noble people, the Macedonians. It is as true friends that we await this fight. We must shed our blood today to help the heirs of Alexander, the Macedonians. They are not men to forget such an act of loyalty. We are not men to turn away from friends. That is why we stand here alongside the worthy Egyptians. We shed our blood to support the noble Pharaoh of Egypt. The wearer of the 2 crowns will not forget this noble deed. We stand here in support of the great Seleucid Empire. Can real friends do any less? We shed our blood in aid of the Seleucid Empire, a realm where a noble deed still gains respect and is repaid. We stand ready to aid the noble Carthaginians in this battle. It is an honorable thing to help one's friends in this fashion. We shed our blood to help the noble Carthaginians. They will remember this day and do the same for us, no doubt. We fight this battle to support our friends and allies, the noble Parthians. A wise man does not shirk such a duty. We shed our blood in support of the brave Parthians. Such is the price of true friendship, but we do not shy away from it. We stand ready to aid the men of Pontus in this battle. It is a worthy thing to help one's friends. It is for the brave people of Pontus that we shed our blood. They will remember this sacrifice. We fight as brothers in arms to the great Gallic tribes. Can we do any less than call ourselves true friends to these brave men? We must now shed our blood to help Gaul, a land where a brave deed still commands respect and is properly repaid. We stand ready to aid the Germans in their struggle today. We can do no less than still call ourselves men. We stand ready to aid the Germans, to shed our blood for them if necessary. They are not a people to forget our help. We have come to support the Britons in their hour of need. It will be an honor to fight next to them. It is for our friends, the Britons, that we will shortly shed our blood. They will remember this sacrifice. We fight this battle to support our friends and allies, the brave Armenians. A wise man does not shrink from such a task. We must shed our blood today to help the Armenians. They are not men to forget such an act of loyalty and comradeship. We fight not because we have to, but because we choose to honor the promise given to the Dacians. Our word is our bond. We will shed our blood today to aid our Dacian friends. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We stand ready to aid the noble Greeks in this battle. It is an honorable thing to help one's friends in this fashion. It is for the brave Greeks that we will shortly shed our blood. They will remember this sacrifice on the altar of friendship. We stand here to honor our alliance with the Numidians. We fight as their brothers in arms. We will fight today to aid our Numidian friends. The bonds of friendship between peoples needs to be refreshed with blood from time to time. We are here to help the Scythians. Honorable men should always be willing to help their friends, even when danger is near. We will shed our blood today to aid our Scythian friends. They would do the same for us in like circumstances. We stand here as proof of our nation's good name. We will not abandon our allies, the Spanish, now or in the future. We will shed our blood today to aid our Spanish friends. They would do as much for us if asked. Such bonds of friendship need to be strengthened with blood from time to time. We have come to support the Thracians in their hour of need. It will be an honor to fight next to such warriors. We shed our blood in support of the brave Thracians. Such is the price of true friendship, but we do not shy away from it. The rebellious slave who wins is no longer a slave. He is a free man and a good friend. That is why we support these former slaves in this fight. We shed our blood to preserve the new freedom of other men. This is no small matter, and one day they will remember what we are about to do. The rebel who wins is no longer a rebel. He is a free man. That is why we support these independent men in this fight. We shed our blood to preserve the freedom of other men. Such is the price that sometimes must be paid to help the man who has rebelled against tyranny. You know my reputation. I would not choose to send you to your deaths unless it were absolutely necessary. I carry on my body many great scars, honorably earned in battle. I have fought many a foe in open combat. I come to fight today. Who stands with me? Hello. Today we are gathered here to do battle. Regrettable, isn't it? But sometimes, you know, life is like that. You have to do something you don't want to do, just because someone is telling you to do it. I didn't want to be here myself, but then my mother told me that I'd better make a reasonable show of it all. So here we go then. I am no friend to fear. This many men know about me. But I do know that fear can rob a man of his dignity and his honor. At this moment in the enemy ranks, fear is doing its work. Soon we will do ours. I fear no man, living or dead. I do not expect the same of you, but in battle remember this. The coward dies 1,000 times. A brave man only once. Fight well, and you will not notice death when he comes for you. My brave men, victory shall be ours by grace of my inspired leadership. But this means I cannot risk myself in the front line. I must remain safe, guarded by you, my loyal warriors. This is not cowardice, oh no. It is prudence, the handmaiden of victory. This is the moment of destiny. Let us cast aside caution and in one noble battle line advance. Let us prove that we are made of stern stuff, that grim-visaged and implacable, we can drive anyone before us. Let us do this and offer thanks to the gods. Brave warriors, I have won great renown through leading men to victory. I see no reason to change the habits of a lifetime today. You're probably wondering why I've called you here today. I was wondering myself. Oh, yes! Men, we face adversity. A band of brothers dedicated to the warrior's code of strength and victory. But we will never know defeat while we stand together. This day we add another triumph to the history of our people. We will be honored as men. I am known as something of a philosopher. Some ask me, why are we here? The answer is often complicated. But today, we are here to kill all those bastards! You know me. I am a true Roman of the old style. I believe in discipline, dignity, and duty. I believe that Rome has a destiny to rule the world. I also believe that we have a destiny that starts afresh here. Do you see those scum? Do you see them? Why should we, the noblest of our people, the bravest of our race, even take up our swords? I'll tell you why. Because that way we can inflict such a beating on these poltroons that 10 generations from now, people will still talk of it. Understand this. This battleground is where we stand, where we die if necessary. But it will be where we win. Bloody foreigners! They have the cheek to go to war against us, or worse, get other people to do it for them. And then they expect to be treated like men? Well, I say this. Treat them all like cattle to be butchered! Why do they stand? They muster barely a fraction of our men. We should brush them aside easily and claim victory. Their position is hopeless. The count of their troops pitiful. But remember that the base cur still has a bite. The count of our warriors will show you who is truly favored by the gods. It is not our foes. Our numbers are vastly superior. It may not seem fair, but we are not here to be fair, only to win. We outnumber them by a large margin, but this may drive them to foolhardy defiance. Be careful. The count of our warriors is vastly greater than theirs, so unless we fight like old women or idiots, victory is certain. The balance of numbers favors us, I see. This is good. I do not believe in giving the enemy an easy time. We outnumber them comfortably, but that should not be seen as an excuse not to fight hard. Why let your brother carry your burden? On this field, we have the benefit of greater numbers. It is one we would do well not to squander. We slightly outnumber the enemy, but take nothing for granted. Victory must still be earned. We outnumber them by a small margin. From such small beginnings are great victories crafted. We have a slight advantage in numbers, but no lives can be thrown away today. We cannot afford such profligacy. Our numbers here are about equal. Therefore, a victory here will be hard fought, but glorious. There is no advantage in numbers to either side. Therefore, skill and courage will be the keys to this day's battle. We are even matched in numbers, man for man, but that does not tell the whole story. They slightly outnumber us, that much is true, and this means very little. They have no real stomach for war, I think. They have a slight advantage in numbers, but our good spirits should counter that quite handily. There are a few more of them than there are of us, but so what? They outnumber us, that much is true, but then we do have a fearsome reputation. There are more of them than there are of us. So be it. We will fight like lions instead of men. They outnumber us, that much is true, But then we do have a fearsome reputation, so perhaps they were afraid. They have brought more men to this fight than we. So much for their much-heralded courage. Ha! Much heralded by them, that is. We are outnumbered, but that only means the foe was scared to come at us fairly, with honor. They outnumber us by a significant margin, but so what? One of them is worth less than the dirt beneath a toenail. The count of the enemy exceeds ours hugely. I suppose we'll just have to kill them quicker, that's all. We are hugely outnumbered. So if today we die, we do so as heroes, defiant in the face of all odds. If you only count numbers, then things look black. But even if victory seems far away, they will know that they have been in a fight. We will hurt them. But their troops are excellent warriors, and to simply count their numbers is unwise. That said, their skills and training are formidable. More than force will be needed today. Tactical savvy at all levels is required. Yet, for all that, their men are well trained and dangerous. Firm resolve should never be ignored. But we are the stronger. You are trained, dedicated warriors, fit for battle, eager for the fray. And they are none of those things. That said, our skills, our training, and our tactics are second to none. Numbers can be deceptive. Yet, for all that, one of you is worth more than any number of them. Skills, valor, and honor still count for something in war. But they are the stronger, more skilled warriors. We must seek every advantage, use every trick to make this mean nothing. That said, it is also true that they are the stronger warriors. Brute force will not be enough this day. Yet, that said, they are the stronger, better men. If we go at them bullheaded, we aid their strength. Cunning will be what wins the day. But we are the stronger. They will seek to trick us, but we must be alert and crush these weaklings. All that said, we are the stronger. Every one of you is better than they. Remember this and take heart from the memory. Yet, for all that, we are the stronger within ourselves. We are the greater warriors. This morning we took the auspices, and the liver has seldom been so clear. This is most wonderful. A triumphant outcome to our battle is guaranteed. The gods have surely smiled upon us. The omens are so numerous and so in our favor that I cannot describe them all and still have time for a battle today. The auspices have been taken, and gods be praised, nothing could be found to deny us victory today. With such portents, we need only march upon the enemy. My priests have watched the skies, and the birds and all the heavens move in our favor. Such good portents should never be ignored. The hare has been gutted, and the liver was as clear as day. Portents such as this can only be considered good. This morning, an eagle circled the camp 3 times, then flew towards the rising sun. Such a portent can only mean a good day for us today. There have been many portents, both good and bad. With such confusion in the heavens, it is up to us to forge our own destiny. The seer has been consulted, but his vision is clouded. Today we make our own destiny then. The seer can offer no guidance for this day, so we must grasp our own fates and make what we will of them with an iron purpose. The omens are not favorable, but that is an excuse made by the weak and feeble. We are neither, and so face the day with calm hearts. The portents are bad, my friends, but I do not care. I know that I have brave men at my back, and only the enemy in front of me. The omens have been better, but I dismiss those priestly naysayers. They are holy men, not warriors, and a warrior makes his own fate. Omens are for the weak and silly. We are neither, and so look to our own strength to preserve us. Onwards! Only a fool cares for omens and portents, no matter how bad they may be. We make our own destinies, and we are not ruled by the flight of some damn bird. Today we make our own fates. The omens may say that we face disaster, but I choose to think differently. Can any true man do otherwise? A few swings of the sword, and we'll have this foe cut down to size. And on my command, unleash hell! Are they the enemy? Now I know the gods have a sense of fun. Battle, a dirty business at best, lads, but against these, a quick one. Beating such foes has little glory, but there should be enough to go around. By nightfall, we'll be building the enemy funeral pyres, so cheer up and fight! By nightfall, we'll be wondering how to split up the plunder from enemy corpses. Cutting these enemy fools down is glory enough for now, the sons of dogs. Death and glory before defeat. Dignity, honor, strength, glory, all good ideals to live and fight by. Do not disgrace yourselves. This is a chance to fight with honor. Do you see the puke-stained enemy? Fear's not a pretty thing, is it? Men, prepare to defend yourselves! Gods above! Is that all the enemy dare send against us? This is insulting! God's teeth! How dare they call themselves warriors? They are worms! Gods! Can you smell them? That's fear that's done that to them. Gods, give us strength! Harden our hearts! Turn the enemy's bowels to water! Great gods above! The smell of our foe is enough to make me retch! How has it come to this, that we must fight such a weakling enemy? I do not fear any foe who acts like a poxed and crazed dog. I feel only anticipation when facing so many girls, even on a battlefield. Is that the best they can do? Kill them all! Is this foe worthy to die beneath our blades? It's rude to kill someone before you're introduced. So, them your foes! It's time to send our foes to meet their gods. Messy work, but worthwhile. It's time to send the enemy off to feast with their ancestors. I've seen contents of latrine buckets with more courage than our foes. Just stick your sword in a foe's guts, and it'll hurt him more when you pull it out. Kill the enemy! I yearn to wade in their entrails! It's a nasty hobby, I know. Let's be done here! Kill them! And we can be drunk by sundown! Let's be done with this lot! Then to the wine and women! Let's wake them up! It's time for them to die! Look to your front and kill your target! Mad women, old fools, and beardless ninnies! That's all the enemy are! Men don't cack themselves! So it follows, lads, the enemy are not men! My grandmother could take that lot on, so we should have no problems! No prisoners! No mercy! Now, imitate the action of the tiger! Now, lads, it's a good job we're upwind from that khaki lot! Now, lads, once the battle is over, please, no skipping with the entrails this time. Now, move ahead and kill any foe in your way. Now, shout your defiance and take the fight to them. Our enemies are gutless. Now let's make their bodies match their souls. Our foes are gathered. Let us send them to the afterlife. Our foes are waiting for death. Let's give it to them. Our foes have no word for courage. They do have words for run and flee. Our foes will soon have guts aplenty, but only on the outside of their corpses. Over there are a bunch of dead men. They just don't know it yet. Pick your target, lads. Put him down quickly and move on. That way, we win! Remember, the enemy have slippery entrails, so watch where you put your feet. Right, lads, draw swords, keep together, and kill them all! Right, lads, time to earn your keep. Fight hard, and win! Right, lads, up and at them! No mercy, no retreat! See the enemy? What has the god who produced them been eating? Sharpen your blades, take up the shield, and strike hard, strike sure! So the foe has come then. I feel sorry for their womenfolk. So these are our enemies. They're garbage, aren't they? Straighten the line, look to the front, and kill the bastards! Strength and honor be ours in this fight. Surely these are not our foes. Are there no real warriors to fight today? Take up the sword, strike down with fury, and our enemies will melt away! Those enemies couldn't crush a grape, let alone hurt us! The enemy are cunning. They look brave, but their entrails are water. The enemy must be really frightening. To livestock, probably. The enemy over there. They call themselves men, apparently. The enemy think they can embarrass us to death. Why else send such poltroons? The enemy? The latrine pit holds better than that lot. The enemy? A slapped ass would be prettier. No matter. Just kill them! The enemy? I've seen scarier mothers-in-law. The enemy? Aye, they look well enough, but can they fight like men? The enemy? Only goats and weaklings fear them, for very different reasons. The enemy? The enemy? I call them animals, pigs for the slaughter. The enemy? Look at them! Are they worth killing? The hour has come, but as for our enemies, I suppose they will have to do. Their war god must have a sense of humor. I mean, look at the enemy! There they are! Get them! There they are! Gods! What a sad little collection of fools! There's little glory in killing goat warriors like our foes, but it still has to be done. There's little to fear here today. See? No need to fear them. There's probably a warrior amongst the enemy somewhere. Probably. They are not men. They are slappers carrying weapons, that's all. They don't look much, do they? But our enemies are cunning. Remember that. They look fierce, don't they? All an act, that's all. They have tiny manhoods. This day will see us victorious, or I'll be eating my favorite helmet. This is a fine joke. Our enemies pretending to be men. Fighters? Ha! This is bad. Where's the glory in fighting such a foe? This'll all be over in a minute. They don't look that scary to me. Those men think they can take us on? Ha! Time to do business, lads. Keep together and try not to get killed. Time to fight. Time to die. Time to win. Time to kill those lurking dogs. To victory! Victory! Just slay a few enemies and all is ours! Today is a good day to die, but it's a better day to win and live! Try not to laugh at the enemy men. Those about to die get upset by that. We came here to fight men, not weaklings and children. Well, at least where they're standing won't need manure this year. What glory is there in beating an enemy like this? Old men, fools, old women! What What hope can the enemy have when they face warriors such as us? Why fear when there is glory to be found? Now, fight hard! Why here? Why now? Because the enemy needs killing. That's why. Those noble Romans, the Julii, have honored their commitments. They stand by us today, and I salute them. Our allies, the honest Julii, are fine Romans. They have sent an army to aid us in this fight. We should salute them as fellow warriors. Those noble Romans, the Brutii, have honored their commitments. They stand by us today, and I salute them. Our allies, the good Brutii, are fine Romans. They have sent an army to aid us in this fight. We should salute them as fellow warriors. Those noble Romans, the Scipii, have honored their commitments. They stand by us today, and I salute them. Our allies, the noble Scipii, are fine Romans. They have sent an army to aid us in this fight. We should salute them as fellow warriors. Those men of honor, the Roman Senate, have honored their commitments. Their army stands with us. I salute them. Our allies, the noble Senate, are true to their word. They have sent their soldiers to aid us in this fight. We should salute them as fellow warriors. Our allies, the Macedonians, the noble heirs of Alexander, have been true to their word. They have come to our aid. The brave Macedonians, always true to their word, have sent an army to aid us. I salute them for it. The wise and great Pharaoh has put his military might at our disposal. His army stands nearby, ready to aid us. The servants of the great Pharaoh stand with us today. We should salute them for the strength they bring from Egypt. The kindly Seleucids, all honor to them, have sent forces to support us in this battle. May the gods bless them for this act. The noble Seleucids have come in force to aid us in this time of struggle. Their very presence will make the enemy rethink their plans. The Carthaginians have kept their faith with us, and even now their army forms up on our flank. May the gods grant them new riches in payment. A sacrifice at the altar of Baal is the least thanks that we can offer for these noble allies, the soldiers of Carthage. The noble king of Parthia has sent an army to our aid. His warriors will battle bravely, I'm sure. All honor to our great allies, the Parthians. May their God protect them in this fight as they help us to victory. Those men of honor, the good people of Pontus, stand nearby to offer their aid. All blessings from their gods upon them. Our allies are the good soldiers of Pontus. May the gods bless them for their faith to our joint cause. True to their given word, the Gauls have come to aid us. Their warriors are fierce and proud, and we are glad to have them at our sides. The world is an honest place indeed, and the Gauls honest people and true. They have come to this battle to aid us without thought of reward. True to their oaths, the Germans have sent warriors to fight with us. May their gods look favorably upon us all in this battle. Good German swords in good German hands will be swung to our benefit in this fight. All honor to our noble allies. The Britons have sent warriors, fierce and proud, to our aid. We are glad to have them by our sides, united against the foe. That British warriors stand by us as allies will make the enemy think twice, and then think once more about his ruined battle plans. May the Armenians enjoy the favor of the gods, for they have sent an army to aid us in this fight. Their warriors will be a pillar of strength. All hail to the Armenian general. He and his troops are welcome allies in this battle, and they will, as always, acquit themselves with valor. The Dacians have also come to this fight, fulfilling their oath of friendship to our people by doing so. May their swords always be keen and sharp. Behold, an army of mighty Dacian warriors has come to our aid. May the gods bless them for the strength they bring to our cause. Once help is promised by a Greek, it is not slow in coming. A Greek army stands with us, solid proof of that simple fact. To our allies, the Greeks, greetings and much honor. Their strength is a welcome addition to our own. And all hail to our allies from Numidia. Their presence here is as welcome as a cool breeze in the desert. The Numidians have sent great warriors, fierce and true, to aid us in this battle. I am proud to fight beside them. Scythian oaths are good and true, as their army being here proves. Their soldiers are a welcome addition to our battle line. The horse lords of Scythia are true allies and do not begrudge help. Their soldiers are truly welcome. The brave men of Spain have been true to their word. Their warriors stand ready to aid us in this fight. The sight of our Spanish allies must cause some fear in enemy hearts. They are fierce fighters and bloody-handed, implacable foes. The bluff and honest Thracians have kept their oaths and sent an army of fine warriors to help us. This is surely a disheartening thing for our foes. All hail to our Thracian allies. It is good that they have come to our aid, as great peoples should fight as brothers against the common foe. The slaves have recognized that we are their best hope of permanent freedom and sent a raggle-taggle army to our aid. They will fight better than they look. Until now, the given word of slaves was considered worthless. Well, now look on this. They have come to our aid in this hour of struggle. The rebels have recognized that we are their best hope of continued freedom and sent an army to our aid. There are rebels who can be trusted, as our allies today show. May the gods bless them for their faith to our joint cause. These people have never fought us before. Let us shock them so much that they never wish to fight us again. Those fools have never fought against me before. I hope to give them a nasty surprise. Those people have never met us on a field of battle. After today, they will flee at the sound of our approach. I have fought these people before, and I know that they can be beaten. It's a pity that they still have to learn this lesson. I have fought these men before, but they do not know me. They will, however, fear me by the end of the day. These people have still to learn that they are losers. Today is a day for giving them a sharp lesson. On to victory! Many times I have faced these people, and still they are too stupid to learn their lesson. Today, men will die to teach them afresh that they should simply run away. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. Many times I have faced this enemy, and many times I have beaten them. Today, when we win, this victory will be yours as much as mine. These people have yet to taste victory at my expense. Today will be no different, so lay into them with a will. I have never yet lost a fight against these men. I have no intention of starting today. So together, we will gain another victory. I have never lost a battle against these people. Why should I start losing now, with men such as you at my command? Another victory is at hand. I fought these people before, and now I thirst for revenge. Today we shall slake our thirst for blood. Today is Victory Day. Last time I fought those men, we were unlucky. It is now time to take revenge for that defeat and teach them to fear us anew. I fought and lost against these men, but it is not something that will happen again. Today, I take my revenge. Today, you taste the fruits of victory. Those men are not invincible. We have not beaten them, but this is a new day. This is a day of victory. Our armies have had little success against these people. So let this be a day when all bad luck is put aside. Today, we expect victory. Today, we make history. Until now, we have not beaten those people. Today is a day when that changes. Take heart, for another army is close by and even now marches to our aid. Be of good cheer! Our comrades are marching to our aid even as I speak. Another one of our armies is nearby and ready to fall upon the enemy. Help is at hand. Even now our comrades march towards this battle and will arrive before sunset. There is little to fear, as help is coming. Within the day, another army of ours will arrive for this battle. Be of good heart, for within the day, reinforcements will reach us. We stand today knowing that the fate of this city is ours to decide. If we die, this city is gone, so we will live, and the city will live. The enemy will break against this place like waves upon a rock, but they will not triumph. When all is done, we will remain. The city's people look to us to save them. If we are to keep them from slavery, rape, and slaughter, then we must hold firm. There can be no quarter, no weakness. If needs be, this is where we die. But it will not come to that. We shall fight like true warriors and prevail. Behind these city walls, we must make our stand. These people have no other defenders. And if we fail, then we will pay the price. Slavery, rape, and pillage will be their fates, if they are lucky. We must keep them safe. That is the warrior's way. We have the chance today to rip the guts out of our enemy. 3/4 of all their army stand there. All we have to do is break them here, today, now, and the rest of this war will be about hunting them down like starving dogs. Lay into them with a will then, and remember that this is the beginning of the end. This will be a hard fight. 3/4 of the enemy's total strength faces us on this battlefield. If we should lose, then the more of them we can kill, the better. Those who come after us will have fewer enemies to face. But when we win, then we will have done terrible, fatal damage to our foes' hopes. That is the largest army our enemy has in the field. All the more for the funeral pyres when we have won. Give them a cheer and put the fear of the gods into them. We make our last stand here, at the walls of our last city. If we do not triumph today, our names will be forgotten. Our women and children will be sold into slavery. All will be lost. So let us fight and die if we must, like men, unafraid, proud, and defiant. This is where we draw the line against the conquerors. This is where we stand or die. This city is ours, and we cannot let it fall into the eternal darkness of night. If we fail, all that we were is gone. But if we succeed, then everyone will say, there stand men and true warriors. This is our last city, our last bastion against our enemies. Let us shout, this far and no further. Let us make our last stand here and now. If we fail, only ruins will remain to mark our passing. But we will not fail. We will triumph. From here, we will rise again. This is the last battle. This is the end of the war. The enemy are trapped in their last bolt hole. They must defeat us here or perish from the world. So, let us send them howling into the afterlife. Let us take their city. Let us crush them so that they are only recalled because our triumph is recalled. This is the end of the road. This is the last battle. The enemy have nowhere left to run. They must hold us here or, like so many ghosts, vanish away utterly. So let us take up our arms one last time, sharpen the sword, and make ready. This will be the day of their final, lasting defeat. This is their last city, their last rat hole to hide in. Let them cower behind their walls, but it will do them no good. We have not come this far to turn back now. Harden your hearts. Put them all to the sword. This is our moment of triumph. The enemy hold an eagle, the symbol of Rome. It is our task to teach them the meaning of Roman might, that theft has a heavy penalty, and that taking an eagle is always punished. Steel your hearts against mercy, and let your battle cry be Rome! Rome and vengeance! We fight today for an eagle, stolen from Rome by those thieves over there. It must be recaptured. It will be recaptured. Set your hearts on this task, and we cannot fail. We fight today for the honor of Rome and the eagle. This is a battle of Roman honor. The enemy, foul thieves and scum that they are, hold an eagle of Rome in their greasy hands. It is more than a duty to recover that standard. It is a calling from the gods. Punish those thieves. Take back the eagle. Our allies are making their final stand here, at the gates of their only city. If we fail to help them, dishonor will be the price we pay. They, however, will be crushed and driven into slavery. As true friends, we cannot allow this to happen. Our allies face a grim day's work. This is where they must stand at last, and to the last man. Their city is all they have, and if it falls, they are as nothing. Our help in this struggle will be vital. Are we men enough for the challenge? For our allies, this is the end of a long, grim retreat. They stand now in their last city, facing a mighty foe determined to crush them utterly. If we do not stand and fight here, at best these people will be sold into slavery. So, are we men enough for this last defense? The fate of the city nearby is in our hands. We may live or die by our own efforts, but that is only the smallest part of what we must do today. Our people depend on us. We fight for them. We fight for their homes. We fight for honor. If we are defeated, then the city nearby will suffer at the hands of a brutal army. But if we win, each one of you will be a hero, and the hero always gets the girl. There will be many appreciative ladies behind those city walls tonight, lads. We are the last defense. The enemy must be held and then broken. If we let them past us, then the city is wide open. People will be slaughtered in their beds, raped, sold into slavery, and forced to bow down before brutal conquerors. We will never allow that. This battle is for more than just another victory celebration. If we win here, the city is ours. Its defenders are here, not on the walls. So think of the plunder that will be ours, riches beyond your wildest dreams. Carve a way through, and all this will be yours. If we win here today, we do far more than just defeat an army. If we win, we take a city from the enemy. We weaken them. We take their riches, their holy places, their lands, their women folk. But the winning, that is for you to do. Are you men enough for the task? Are you men enough to win this battle? Are you equal to the challenge? If you are, then plunder and loot await. This is the last obstacle in our way before the city walls. Win here, and you can stroll to your prize. This will be a day long remembered in our history, a day when two mighty armies clashed and the fate of nations was decided. This is a day you will proudly tell your grandchildren about, the day when you fought shoulder to shoulder with your brothers, the day when a mighty victory was ours. This day will be a day long remembered, a day that men talk about 100 years hence, the clash of great men. This is the stuff of the old epics, and today we create our own myth. We will be heroes. You are one of the largest armies our people have ever sent to war. Take comfort in this, but know that it is also a burden. We are a mighty force, but mighty deeds are expected. So have no fear. Your deeds will live forever. This army is fully 1/4 of all our warriors. Imagine how we look to our enemies and take heart from that thought. Our people expect great things of us, and we are the men to do great things. On this field stand 1 in 4 of our people's warriors. We are enough then to win great honor and do great service. This and more I have no doubts that you will do. Look round at your many comrades. Our strength here is significant. Half of all our warriors stand here today. We will surely triumph, and a full share of honor, not to mention plunder, will be the right of every man. With so many of us, who can be fearful? Take heart! This army includes fully half of all our warriors. It is a mighty host, and little can stand against it. Our foes certainly have rumbling guts at the very thought that you are marching against them. Remember that as you cut them down. On this field stand half of all our warriors, and brave men you are to a man. With so many brothers in arms here, we can do no less than give our all for victory. And that is what we will all do. For victory! This is a vital battle for us. The bulk of our army is here on this battlefield. This is the mightiest army ever sent out by our people. Look around and take strength from the numbers you see. Now fight with that strength. Fight for our people. We are the largest army our people have in the field. They expect great things of us as a result. And we are the men to do great things. Nothing else is worth doing. I command this army with pride. 3/4 of all our warriors await my orders, and I have faith in every one of you. I know that together we will win this fight. The enemy are numerous, it is true, but those very numbers make the risk to them greater. A full 1/4 of their warriors face us. Let us crush them and drive a stake through the heart of our foe. Let your watchword be victory! That army is 1/4 of the enemy's strength, so sharpen your swords one last time. When we have killed them all, we will have made a good start. That army comprises a full 1/4 of our foe's warriors. Is that the best that they can do? These old women, beardless youths, and craven dogs? I think we will grow weary of killing today. We have a chance today to do the enemy more damage than you might imagine. That mighty host over there includes half their warriors. Kill these men, and it will be a generation before the enemy can raise another army like this. Defeat them, and the courage of our foes will be broken too. That army numbers more than half the enemy's strength. What a pity that it is still so feeble, strong only in the smell from their weak bowels. Let us put them out of their misery. That army represents about half our foe's military might. Not very impressive now, is it? Give them a cheer and put a good fright into them. We have the high ground, and every advantage is worth using to the full. We have the chance to fight from high ground. Let us see to it that the enemy have to fight uphill all day. This hill gives us the advantage. They must climb to fight us, while we fight largely downhill. They may take the high ground, but that will not be enough to save them. They may take the high ground, but why should this help a bunch of slack-jawed idiots like them? They have an advantage if they take the high ground, but we are not men to be worried by such a little thing. This battlefield is a fine one, with good defensive ground for us. They should be at a disadvantage from the start. They will have to come to us, up steep slopes, and this will wear them down before a blow has even been struck. We shall make them fight uphill. Never an easy thing for an army to do, especially not on these steep slopes. They will try to wait for us on the steepest slopes, where they can turn the ground to their advantage. We must fight the harder then. Our foes are likely to skulk at the top of the steepest hills, as if that will save them from men of your quality. A fight uphill is never an easy thing, but I would not ask you to do this unless it was absolutely vital. We do have one advantage: the woods. This will allow us to conceal our actions from the enemy for a time. We may be able to hide men in the woods nearby. With luck, that would be a surprise for our foes. The woods nearby may give us the chance to spring a surprise or two upon our enemies. They may try to hide in the woods and spring an ambush, but we will not fall for such an obvious trap. They will undoubtedly skulk in the woods and hope to ambush some of us. They will, unless completely unthinking, try to use the woods to screen some of their troops. They have brought many horsemen to this fight. We will have to be inventive in countering this threat, as we lack spearmen. They are strong in cavalry, and this will require inventive thought today, as we lack enough spearmen to counter them. We are lacking in spearmen today, and the many enemy horsemen may make life a little hectic if we are not careful. Both armies today have many horsemen. This will be a day of fast action. Both armies have strong cavalry detachments. This will be a day for the noble horsemen to prove their worth. This day will see much cavalry fighting. Both sides are packed with horsemen. They have come with many horsemen, but we have enough spears that they should meet only a wall of iron. They are strong in cavalry, but to what end? We have many spearmen, and this will counter that threat handily. They will make much of their cavalry today, but our many spearmen will see them off. They do not have the spearmen to counter our horsemen. We can pin them down and destroy them. They are lacking in spearmen, and this will work to the benefit of our large contingent of horsemen. Our many horsemen will have good hunting today, as the enemy is weak in spearmen to counter them. We have more horsemen than they, but their spearmen are many. We must be careful of them. Our horsemen must be careful today, as they face many spearmen. Our horsemen are strong, but then so are the enemy spearmen today. A little care and judgment will be needed. Their elephants are going to be a problem, men, but one that we must face. Their elephants could be a threat, but nothing that bravery will not counter, seeing as we have a lack of skirmishers. Bravery must take the place of skirmishers today if we are to counter our foes' elephants. Their elephants are going to be a problem, men, but one that we can deal with. Our light troops will counter them. Our skirmishers will have their work cut out for them today, as they must counter the foe's elephants. Our skirmishers must fight well and bravely, else the enemy's elephants will do terrible damage to our lines. Our elephants will be the key to victory. I cannot see how the foe can counter them effectively. Bravery among our foes will not be enough to counter our elephants. They lack skirmishers to do the job properly. Brave hearts among our foes will count for little against our elephants. They lack the proper skirmishing troops. Our elephants can be vital to this victory, but they will need protecting from the foe's lighter warriors. We will need to support our elephants in this attack. Beware of enemy skirmishers. Our elephants will need careful support to keep enemy skirmishers at bay while they do their terrible and bloody work. We will use our many missiles to rain death upon them. They will beg for an end to our deadly storm. We must slaughter the enemy from a distance with missiles and wear them down. The enemy deserve no better than to be shot down. Let us do this and conserve our strength. They will try to keep us at bay and take the coward's way of bombarding us with missiles. We must grasp them by the sword belt in this battle. The enemy will undoubtedly try to slaughter us at a distance. We must charge home and stop their cowardly plan. The enemy will try to conserve their strength by firing at us. We must close and fight them hand to hand, like true men. Our cavalry are brave and noble, but they cannot help us until we are within the walls. Our brave horsemen must wait to do their work until a breach has been opened in the enemy defenses. Until the enemy walls crumble, our brave horsemen can do little. Let us breach those walls and hunt down the enemy. Their cavalry make a brave show, but that is all they can do. We must keep them outside the walls. Their cavalry is useless as long as our defenses hold. Let them sit there and make dung rather than do anything better. As long as our walls stand, their horsemen can do nothing but parade up and down. They will make a pretty sight and be completely useless as long as the walls stand. They have been whipped to the battlefield like cattle for slaughter. They have been brought to the battlefield by mewling infants instead of leaders. They have been led here by strutting fools and blustering morons. Now they will pay the price. Here we stand. Here we wait. Let them come to us. The first move in this particular game is theirs, I think. We stand on the defensive today. Let them wear themselves out against our battle line. They cower behind their walls and pray for help. They think their walls are enough to stop us. They should think again. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. They seem eager to die before our walls. Perhaps we should oblige the fools. They are keen, eager, and foolish. We need only let them die before our walls. They seem keen to throw their lives away in an assault. Well, it would only be polite to send them to the afterlife. We are here to rescue the good folk of this settlement. Our task today is a noble one, to preserve the town and its people. We are here to do one job: prevent them from taking the town at all costs. They have not seen the trap we are about to spring. They have no idea that their doom is so close at hand. They have not an inkling that death at our hand awaits them. We must push across this river if this battle is to have any purpose. We must take the crossing and carry the fight to the enemy. They will try to stop us crossing the river. We must, if we are to win. The river must run red. They must not gain this shore if we are to win today. They will try to cross in force. This we cannot allow. They must fail. They will try to cross the river, but we must stop them.